Peace. I pray that all is well, all is truly well with me. Back out here recording another video. Today we're going to be talking about the oversaturation of destructive music. Music has become extremely oversaturated, right? Especially when it comes to destructive music, music that's really intended to destroy our communities, intended to destroy our mindset, intended to destroy the way that we feel about ourselves. And although the people that may not be thinking about this intent when they make this music, a lot of them are thinking about destruction. They think about destruction when they make the music and everything like that. People think that they're on demon time, or that they're devils, or that, you know, they're demons, or whatever it may be. And this kind of music just does not need to stay around in our communities, man. We have to stop promoting this kind of music. But for that to happen, we have to stop believing that we are these kinds of people. We can't keep pushing the idea of being a killer. We can't keep pushing the idea of being a harlot. We can't keep pushing the idea of being a demon, or being a thief, or being a snake, or being any of these things. Because that's not who we are. We don't need to keep acting this way. We gotta tighten up. We gotta get right. There's so much destructive music out now. So many people are coming out making promiscuous music, making killer music, making demonic music, making all kinds of things that just go against civilized society. All kinds of music that just go against what is good for the progression of humanity, because these killer music and this promiscuous music is not good for the progression of humanity. This is what it's all about. It's not about trying to kill somebody's fun. It's not about trying to take someone's fun away. It's not about hating on somebody. It's about the fact that people are promoting music that is not good for our mentalities. People are in music talking about shooting and killing people. People in music videos dancing on they dead ops' grave and pouring alcohol on their dead ops' grave. You think that that's okay? What about your mother? What about these women? What about your father? What about your brothers? What about your sister? You think that these mothers are not crying over their babies being lost, bro? What about your mother? I saw with everything going on with the stuff in Florida and all those beefs in Florida, and one of the rappers got killed and his girlfriend tweets, "Y'all took my boyfriend away from me, I hate y'all." Something like that. This is not okay. Over beefs, bro. Over beefs, and it's not, and it gets to a point where you beef with somebody dies, now somebody has to get revenge, and the cycle continues until there's nobody left standing. When are we gonna bring forgiveness into our hearts, man? We have to end this cycle. There's not gonna be a last man standing in that idea. Somebody's always gonna have some kind of revenge in their heart if that cycle continues. We have to do this for the children, man, for the sake of the posterity, for the sake of the next generation, for the sake of those to come after. The people that are raising the kids right now, I'm seeing a lot of the people that are raising the children are not caring for these children. You got a lot of examples, man. They're trying to raise these children like they best boys or they best friends or something. Like these mothers are trying to raise up these little girls as if they their girlfriends or something, and these dudes is trying to raise up these boys like they their homeboys or something. No, that's your son, that's your daughter, not your homegirl. That's not your homeboy. You have an obligation of teaching that child how to live like a human being, like a citizen, like a civilized person. That's your obligation, is to teach them obedience, to obey their parents, to obey somebody that's over them. That's your job, is to teach them obedience in that regard. This is showing in the music. Music is a big part of culture, and music is a big reflection on the way that the people think. If you want to know the state of a people, look at the music they produce. I believe that's a quote from Confucius. If you want to understand the mind state of the people, look at their music. And when you look at our people and the music that we are producing, it is devilish. Everyone wants to be on demon time. Everyone thinks that they demons. Everyone wants to be devils. Everyone wants talking about selling their soul to the devil. That's not cool. There's an oversaturation of destructive music. This is almost like me saying, reaching out, pleading that people just make better music. Stop this music. Stop this destructiveness. Stop this destructive music. It's not cool. It's not cool to make music like this. You can make raps, you can make music talking about good things, talking about good life, talking about God, talking about the come up and the things that you've been through and how you've overcome things and become a better person. You can talk about being a good person in your music. Talk about being a good person. You don't have to talk about shooting and killing people and infidelity and taking somebody's girl, and you got all these women on you and you having sex with all these women and all this and all that. You promoting this stuff, talking about women like they trophies, man. They human beings. Think about your mom. Think about your sister, bro. Think about your people. You wouldn't want someone rapping about your people like that. This has to change in the music. We promote killing, infidelity, drug use, all of these things, promiscuity, everything that goes against civilized society. This is what we are promoting. We've lost the principles of civilization. We just start running around like beasts in the field, and that's what they said that they would have us doing. If you understand the miseducation of the Negro, say they keep miseducating the Negro, they'll have him like a beast in the field. Look at how we're trying to run around acting like beasts in the field. We have to get out of this mind state, y'all. We can't keep making this kind of music. We can't keep producing this kind of art because it's destruction. This stuff that we're making is the product of the devil. This is the product of lower self. The devil is within, right? This is the product of lower self. This is not the product of us being our best selves. You can't talk about killing and stealing and infidelity and promiscuity and all kinds of senseless things and then say glory to God for your success. You cannot be a destructive force to society, and just because you have fame and money, you want to say glory be to God. You have made all of your money based on hatred, slander, lewdness, murders, theft, and everything that harms, and you think that that's God. You are deceiving the people. When you look at people who are more about their image rather than the art that they produce, and there is a problem. It's like they're just this famous person and they do art on the side, they do music on the side, and their life and their personality is supposed to be what they do or the reason why they're famous. You see a lot of these people, a lot of these rappers, their whole image is the reason why they're famous, right? Not even personality, but just the way that they look. That's really the reason why they famous. Not their music, not their personality, not because they're funny, not because they're comedic or because they bring some kind of social benefit. It's not because of any of that. It's because the way they look. Like most of these modern female artists and most of these modern male artists. But most of these modern female artists are not even famous because of their music. A lot of their music is not good. They're not good lyricists. They're not good rappers. These women artists are not good rappers. Nor are these men artists. Nor are these male artists. These female artists and these male artists, they're not artists. They're not really artists. They're not really good rappers. A lot of them don't even write their own music. They are famous because of their image and the way that they look. They're famous based on the lust of other people. These women are famous based on the lust of men and women. These female artists who go around flaunting their promiscuity and flaunting their body and showing their body on the internet and in their videos, they're not famous because of their raps. They're famous, and if their raps are anywhere at the forefront, it's because of the vulgarity of the raps. It's because the rap is so vulgar. The rap is so vulgar and alluring. Because all the raps are talking about is the promiscuity. All the raps is talking about is being promiscuous. All the raps is talking about is sexual things, sensual things, materialistic things. They're not famous for being good rappers. They're famous because they are being destructive in destructive cells. They are being degrading to the very lowest and giving a poor image of African American women to our children. And the same thing goes for the male artists, giving a poor image to African American men for the children. This is not okay. It's not. These male artists, they've made themselves vulgar and detestable and alluring in flaunting jewelry and materialistic things that men and women lust over. With the female artists is their bodies, and the men are lusting over it, and that's why they have traction. The men and women are lusting over these artists, I can't even use that word, and their bodies. That's why they have traction. They don't have traction because they're good rappers. They don't have traction because they can write good rhymes and be relatable. They have traction because they're vulgar, detestable, alluring, and that's what sells. Because we've sold ourselves to the devil. We've sold ourselves to the lust. We sold ourselves to the temptations of this world. We sold ourselves to these things that they don't help us. God fitted us with language to improve our society, not to destroy it. We have an obligation with our voices, especially as creators and creating music. I myself create music, and I was down that path before, creating detestable, degrading music. And I couldn't make music for a while because that was a crutch for me for making music. If I made music, it had to be that was like all I could make. It was a crutch. I had to literally sit down and rewire my brain on how to write real music, write real raps, write raps that were uplifting and still sounded good and still flowed good and still you could dance to and still you could repeat and all that and could be catchy. But it had meaning, it had substance. I had to sit and write and think about how to write that because profanity and detestable things and degrading things became a crutch. That has to change in our music, man. If it doesn't change in our music, we're going to continue to listen to these songs and take on these personalities and act these ways. When we want to relate to things, when we want to relate to certain attitudes about certain situations, we recall back to songs. We like, man, what did homie say in that song, man? Da 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 da. Like I remember in Good Kid, Mad City, he said, "What's that Jeezy song say? Last time I heard, I was the man of these streets." That's how we relate to certain situations. We call back to songs, and if we start getting the attitude of these killer songs, of these promiscuous songs, if we start picking up those attitudes, like the Ice Spice song where she was talking about, I'ma do him worse because he did it first. Man, these loud birds. Bars. That's not a way to act, man. That's not a way to act, but people are gonna take on that ideology. People are gonna take on that thought process and say, man, what did Ice Spice say in that song? I'ma do him worse because he did it first. That's childish. People haven't grown up out of high school, man. We still got these high school mindsets. We go to relationships with high school mindsets. We got to get out of this high school mentality, this high school view of relationships, and start looking at relationships as two people, two companions coming together for life. You have to work through things in life. If I do a bad to you, you're not supposed to do me worse because I did it first. And I'm not condoning, because I think that song was about cheating, and if he cheats, then she's gonna do him worse because he did it first or something like that. I'm not condoning cheating in any kind of way. Even that doesn't justify doing somebody even worse just because they cheated on you. You handle that in a better way, man. That's why they call them buzzards, man. They just be loud and annoying. That's what I'm talking about, man. The oversaturation of negative music, we can't stand up for it anymore. We have to draw a line about this kind of music that's being created in our communities. And we have to say that this music is not okay. We're not saying that music is not okay, but we can't keep condoning and playing these people that are pushing destructive narratives in our communities, destroying families, destroying children, destroying the mindsets, setting bad examples for these people, for these children. So, yeah. If you took anything away from this video, praise Allah and peace.